So here we are, ready to prepare the Photon Mono X for a 3D print in resin, of course. And I usually start by switching on the machine, and I'll show you the menu here. Let's take the lid off first. And in order to pour resin in, I usually raise the platform so it's easier to pour it in. So I go into Tools, Move C, and we can take 10 millimeters at a time, and it will raise the platform. And you have to do that a couple of times, all the way to the top there. And now it's much easier to pour in the resin. The resin I'm going to use today is the Prima Value UV resin, Tough Black. And just shaking it a little bit first, opening up, making sure the VAT is secured, and then just pour in some resin. I usually aim to fill up to the small edge there in the vat, also depending on how much I'm going to print, of course. And that is ready. And then on my machine I have mounted this heating element in here. Don't know if you can see it. I'll provide a link to it in the description. And when the lid goes on top here, and I plug it in the back, then this heating element sits in here. And you can see I aim for 30 degrees Celsius. Now it's currently at 17 and a half. So the sensor is down there to the right. So when it reaches around 30 degrees, the whole chamber and the resin will have heated up for at least, or to at least 27 or 28 degrees. And that gives a much better print when both the chamber and the resin is heated. So we'll get back to it in approximately half an hour. So we reached 30 degrees Celsius, and it's been like that for 5-10 minutes. So hopefully the resin will also be heated up now, as well as the build platform, and the USB stick is in, and we are ready to print. So printing here, and my file is there, and I just hit start. So the platform will lower into the resin, hits the stop button, and goes down. And the first image, of course, is very filling up the whole VAT, and it sits there for 28 seconds, I think, to cure the bottom layers, 8 of them in total. So we can see here that it takes almost 4 hours, 3.5 hours. So we'll let it do its work, and I'll check back on it in 4 hours. So hopefully we'll succeed with this print. So 4 hours has passed, and the print is finished. And now I just need to clean it up. So I start by putting on these natural gloves, just to avoid the resin getting on my skin. Like that. Let's take off the cover here. And usually I start by taking out the print, the platform, the whole platform, like that. Just place it in an old washing tray here, and then I have this VAT. Unscrew that, and the rest of the resin I pour into the bottle again through a funnel and a sieve, painter's sieve. And my spatula here is a little bit used now, but will just help it flow down like this. So we get as much as possible back into the bottle through the sieve, so that any small parts won't go back into the next print. And if we're lucky here, can just catch the drop like this and clean it up here. And then I spray some IPA in the vat, so it will soak a little bit there before I clean it up. Okay, and for the part that still sits on the platform, see if I can get it here. Now this is heavily supported, and lots of this is support material, so I should be able to get it off in one piece. And this is not the part itself, so yeah, it sticks good to the platform here. But if I can just get the spatula in here like this, and the other piece, this one is strong today. The force is strong on this one. Yes. And then it goes into this washing liquid. It's called Resin Away. And I have a whole bucket here, like this. Okay. And this whole bucket here, with the part in now, in the Resin Away, goes on the washer. And I'll start it now because it takes 6 minutes, and usually I run it 2 times 6 minutes, so bear with me for the noise here. Hopefully it's not that bad. And then the rest of the resin has been poured into the bottle now. So let me just throw away the sieve. This is one-time use. And the funnel here. And put on the lid again for the resin. And then spray a little IPA on this one as well. And wipe it off. Yeah, we're going to use a lot of paper towel here to clean up this mess. And that's the negative part of resin 3D printing. Takes out a lot of cleaning. So it goes over here just to rip off. Just a small spray of IPA again. And then for the build platform, also IPA. So I clean everything in IPA. I could have used the Resin Away, but I think it's a little, somewhat sticky. So I prefer this IPA for cleaning the machine itself. And there's not much to do other than just keep on wiping here. Try to get everything in here. Actually, I think it's a bad design because it's almost impossible to get into these corners here. So, but anyway, the little work usually comes off, most of it. Platform is clean now. Go back in the machine. Tighten it. Okay, let me just get this a little bit out of the way. Now I can clean up the spatula here immediately. And for the VAT, it's just if there's anything left inside here, you can push it around. Now it's dissolved with the IPA. And this black ABS, like tough ABS, it's the most difficult I've been printing with for a long time. So it usually leaves some small skin down here. I haven't found the solution for that yet, but hopefully we can get it up. Yeah, and then just start wiping the VAT with lots of paper towels. So the rinsing first 6 minutes finished, and usually I will turn this around so we get it from the other side as well. And then 6 more minutes. At least it says 6 minutes. I have never measured it. So on with the vat. There you go. There's small residues over here at the side, but it's almost impossible to get out. And I didn't find it as any problem. I maybe used this 10 times now, so it's almost ready to get changed. I can show that in another video. And if you kept count on how many towels I used, it's usually 10 pieces. Not that bad. And I finish off by cleaning the gloves here a little bit. So if there's any resin on these, because I can take them off and reuse them a couple of times, 4 or 5 times maybe. Unless I get a puncture in them, then of course I throw them away and take a new pair. But these are heavy duty natural gloves, so they usually good for like 4 or 5 times. Okay, VAT goes back in the machine. Screws in here. And the lid back on. Is it finished or is it changing? It's going the other way. So in the meantime, we can clean up this mess here. All my 10 paper towels, and just clean the ball here. Okay, piece number 11 then. And this is good for next round, or actually I will use it in a minute to clean up the resin away. This one is finished, this is finished. Can leave that there. And then I'll just let this finish, and then we can cut to the cleaning of the part. Cleaning almost finished. I can take off my gloves now. The rest is just water. And I take them off like this, and then I blow into them. So that will keep them open. And hopefully the small moisture from my hands will evaporate. So I just place them up here to dry. Okay, I'll stop this washing now. And then we can see this washer has a small basket inside, so I can lift up the parts, get most of the resin away off it, and into the washing bowl. Yeah, you can see that it's taking up some of the color now, but resin away you can use many times, like 20 or 30 even. Well, just put on the lid here. Like this. And then we have the part down here. And I'll just use warm water, not really hot, but warm. Lukewarm, or what do you call it? And then just wash the parts, wash away the resin away. Maybe getting a little hot here. I don't want it too hot because then the part can bend. So, but I want it so hot that the resin away gets agitated and will leave the part. Resin away is made in a way that it's binds with the resin, and you can see it almost gets milk white, or at least you can see that something is happening there, some chemical reaction, and that's the resin away binding to the resin, together with the water molecules, almost like soap, binds to the grease and then to the water. So, and then in that way it becomes non-toxic and you can throw it in the sink. So really nice product. And you just rinse it a little more here. And throw away the first round of water and rinse it one more time. I don't know why this gets white. Maybe something to do with the pigments in there. So just keep rinsing the resin away here. That should do it. Let me just get my compressed air, and then I will blow it dry with some compressed air. Like that. And then this washer also serves, let me adjust the camera a little bit, also serves as a UV light curing machine. So I simply place the parts here, if I can, keep them inside this small platform here, and then we have a lid for this one as well. And instead of washing, I change into cure, and still 6 minutes. And there you go with the UV light curing it. So let me see if I can get a picture of that. So it just runs for 6 minutes. And again, usually I do that 2 times 6 minutes. And again, changing the part midway. And I leave the support on, because then the part will not warp, or at least it's less prone to warping, and I'll then have to peel it off afterwards. Some people like to peel them off before, because then they are not as hard, but anyway, they leave a small mark and you can maybe sand that down or whatever afterwards. We'll let it cure for 2 times 6 minutes now. And it finished curing the part. So we just get this out of the way. Still a little moist here now. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of support structure here that needs to be removed. And sometimes you can just take it by the fingers, otherwise you need a small plier. But this seems to be nice with just the fingers. Trying not to cut into the part itself, of course, only the support structure here. And the support structure will leave small marks on the part. I don't know if it's possible to see here in this light condition. But this part goes inside something else, so you can easily sand it down, and then there will be like a steel cover on top here, so it won't be visible. So that doesn't matter so that much. Otherwise it came out nice. And there's some fluctuations in the pigments here, I think. I don't know exactly what's the cause of that, but anyway, we'll see later if this fits the final project. And then for the bigger part here, I'll just work my way through all the supports. So, all support removed, and this is the finished product. Again, some small marks from all the supports, but again, this is something that goes inside another box, so the finish is not that important, only the function. And we'll test later if this fits the overall measures. And there's some plates that needs to go in there as well. So overall, I'm happy with the part as it is. So later I will explain what this is for actually. Subscribe to my channel and stay tuned, and you will see what this part is actually for. Thank you for watching.